Welcome to Jets Talk. My name is Ryan. I'll be your pilot. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button. If you've been here before, welcome back. I love having you here. Boys and girls, I want to talk a little bit about Aaron Rodgers and the New York Giants. He was on the Pat McAfee show yesterday, and there was a comment made that went viral across the media landscape, the YouTube landscape, the Twitter landscape, all that good stuff, of Aaron Rodgers saying the New York Giants suck and the New York media is not talking about. So I want to take a listen to the clip from the Pat McAfee show and then talk about it on the other side of this. I do think that we're going to have a good amount of Giant fans in this video, so I want to hear your guys' opinions down below in the comment section, but stay around because I feel like the media is playing a little bit of a game with you. But let's hop into the clip and listen for ourselves.
How is it? I mean, you guys are 4-5. Season's obviously not over. Sure, the offense hasn't looked great, but like anytime they're talking about New York in general, it's just about how the Jets suck when the Giants are maybe the worst team in the NFL in like the last 15 years. Like, why is that? Do you guys hear any of that? Or is that just, like it doesn't matter either way?
That the Giants suck and they're not talking about it as much? Is that the question?
Well, I just mean, like, why are they? Like, why does no one mention the Giants at all when it comes to, like, New York? They're just talking about how bad you guys are when you're 4-5, and the Giants are getting beat by, like, 35 points every single week.
It's probably, that giant propaganda. They're, they probably
Bruce.
own the media, and they're making sure that nobody's talking about the Giants.
That's you, Bruce.
Yeah.
Hope you're happy, Bruce.
I mean, what a question, Ty.
Yeah, it
Just
wasn't
teeing up the Giants to get destroyed.
I mean, it's
a great question.
Aaron's not going to do that, but it is an interesting little thing. Like, when you go to New York, that is, okay, you haven't really got to experience it through a season, but you did experience it for a little bit. Media over there, different than what you had been experiencing, because remember, whenever you were heading over there, they said, this guy's not going to be able to handle the journalists in New York. This is real media. You only got to experience it a little bit. Now you're watching kind of from outside looking in. Is it different, you think, being a part of a New York team? And what have you noticed about being a part of a New York team, even though you haven't really got to play?
It's a great fan base. They're hungry, for a winning culture and for a winning team, get back to the playoffs. So they're also quick to have some knee-jerk reactions. I think that's the NFL in general, though. It's overreaction every single week.
The Giants own the New York media. The tinfoil hat's coming on. That's why the New York Jets are always in the media, and the Giants are not, even though the Giants are having a worse season than the New York Jets right now. And to that, I say, no, I don't agree with that. I think the Jets are clearly in the tabloids because of you, Aaron Rodgers. There was so much hype around you coming in, and to lose you the first game of the season, the NFL is just trying to recuperate any sort of income that they can generate by having your name in a headline. But also, the Giants, there wasn't a lot of hype around the Giants coming in. Like, yes, they had the franchise tag on Saquon Barkley. They gave the big contract to Daniel Jones, but they've kind of not been competitive at all. And I don't think anyone prior to the season had Super Bowl aspirations for the New York Giants aside from the players within that locker room. And look, expectations builds onto haters, I guess. You heard Robert Saleh in Hard Knocks say, hey, if they're not chirping, if they're not talking, then, you're not popping or whatever the quote was, where he says, like, haters and the crows and all this other stuff, they're going to be picking on you if you have something to be picked on about. I mean, we got a lot of stuff to get picked on about. And so do the Giants, rightfully so. I'd like to see a little bit of shade thrown their way. But it's very, very disingenuous the way this clip has blown up across the internet, because here is how it was clipped on Twitter that everyone probably saw.
The Giants suck and they're not talking about it as much?
So clearly that makes it seem like Aaron Rodgers started the Giants suck thing, and it wasn't framed in a question directed at him from the get-go. And then lo and behold, just moments later after he has the conversation about the Giants and about the media, he goes into this little clip, which completely, like, hits a home run into everything that YouTube, Twitter, news, clip culture has really become.
Our media is, it's good. It's good media. It's, I think every media is tough in their own ways. I was with, one media for 18 years, and I don't feel like it ever got, like, easier. There was, even though there were some friendships and you got to know everybody by name, like, it didn't mean that they, like, started going a little bit easy on you. No, there's always tough questions and always certain people that like to stir it up a little more than others. But I think that's the fun part of it. And it's the opportunity, because they would love to, and not just New York media, any media would love to get you on a soundbite that's create a little bit of, little headline. ESPN has, like, room for 7 words on their main page, right? It doesn't take much to get somebody to click on an article. You just got to give them something that can like fit in that little box there.
So someone, Aaron Rodgers, might take that clip and shorten it up a little bit to make it seem a little bit more juicy for a thumbnail, for a headline on a newspaper article, to get more clicks and everything. But you know who didn't do that? I showed the full interview. Not the full interview, but at least the full words that went into the interview, because I feel like the context matters. And Aaron Rodgers was not flat out calling out the Giants. I think Giants fans would probably admit their team stinks too. It's not like he's not saying anything outrageous, but I think the way the media frames certain things is what irritates me the most about the New York media. And it's not just New York media, I guess. I guess other outlets are getting paid the same based on clicks, so they're going to try and generate a headline, but we just have the most amount of the content here. I don't know. Guys, let me know what your thoughts are of these comments. Giant fans, if you're still hanging around this video, I'd love to hear what you guys have to think about Aaron Rodgers. What do you think about him coming back? What do you think about your own team? What do you guys want to do at the quarterback position moving forward? Let me know in the comment section down below. And as always, go Jets.